There is a new app in town, and that is Final Cut Camera. But the question is, how does it compare to Blackmagic Camera App? Does this app solve any problem that we user or we filmmaker and content creators have? Or is it just an app that is coming to fill our space without offering anything special? So we are going to find out. In this video, I'll actually be comparing the Final Cut camera and the Blackmagic Camera app that I have been using extensively, and trust me, I know ins and out. So I'm going to check the Final Cut camera first, and we are going to see what this app brings to the table, and I'll tell you everything about it. So by the way, I have not used the app, but I downloaded it today. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's load the Final Cut camera. Well, the first thing I can actually see, the design language is very simple, almost like what Apple user are used to, which is actually very good. The first thing you see, you have a frame per second. You do have a 60 frame per second, 20, 30, 25, and you do have a 24. I would have loved to see 50, but hey, that is not a problem at all. One thing that I like about this app is actually the simplicity of it. And obviously when you come from frame per second, you can see resolution. By the way, I am using the iPhone XS Max because I just wanted to see what you get when you use those phones that are not really the top 10 phones, because most of the companies, when they release these apps, they tend to focus on the best available smartphone on the market. That is why I'm using this. But from the resolution side of things, I do like how you can see 4K, and they show you, hey, this is 3840 by 2160, and you can do 1080 and of course 720p. As I said, this is a very old phone. You do have SDR, and I feel like you guys have more options when you have the 12 Pro, the 13 and 14 and 15, and they show you this is Rec 709, and you do have HAVC, and you do have obviously H.264. 65, by the way, no, 65. So that's really all. So on the top you do have the codec, the obviously Rec 709, 4K, and obviously the frame per second, which is not bad at all. And then here you do have the time. It actually shows you how much time you have, and you can't really click on it. So we do have 2 hours and 58 minutes because this is 255 gigabytes. And I can see the audio indication now. I'm actually trying to click on it and it does not say anything. This is good because when you're filming, it's very good to see your sound indication or your audio signal or level moving up and down. But obviously on this app, you can't really do much about like seeing the level and adjusting the level, or if you have a microphone, unless from what I can see, this is just here and you can't move it elsewhere. And another thing, you just see access to your lenses. Access to your lenses, you do have a 26mm and 52. Obviously you can flip the camera if you wanted to. And one other thing that you do have, if you do the plus icon here, you can actually zoom in and out. This is a very good zoom function here. Honestly, it's also like they flip the volume bars. They are basically like opposite side, and it just allow you to zoom, which is good. So 52, and it also show you the magnification. Now this is very good. I'll give Apple I'll commend Apple for this one. And then you can obviously choose between the lenses that you use and the zoom functionality, which is very dope. So on top here, you do have this setting icon, this is where you see you do have preferences, tools, and audio. So with preferences, you do have codec, as I mentioned, HAVC, which is H.265. And if I click there, that's the only thing available because the phone that I'm using, as I've mentioned. So if you go back, you also have format, which is the resolution, and you can do all the resolution that this phone allows you to do, including slow motion on the phones that is supported, but it's saying not supported with 4K 30 by 2160. But obviously, I'm guessing if you use a very good phone, you'll be ready to go. Another thing that you see, colors and dynamic range. Because again, I'm using an older generation iPhone, I can just see standard resolution and Rec 709. But here you'll be able to see log and HDR and every other options that your camera will give you. And then you see image stabilization, which is good, and then you can mirror the camera. If you go to tools, you'll be able to see grid overlays for framing references. And then when you come to aspect ratio is off right now. If I click, well, by the way, I was expecting to see more here. So you can see square and 4:3. There's so many other aspect ratio that I feel like Apple could have mixed here. So the people that shoot can actually take benefit of using this app, because when I was actually reading what Apple said about this phone, they say we are giving you the ability to be in the director's chair. So I'm assuming the tools that I'm using need to give me everything else that the director would like to do when it comes to deliverables. So square and 4:3, I'm guessing that is not bad at all. So I'm also going to go to the audio here, and you can see, so this is where you'll be able to plug in your microphone and basically use your audio devices, which is very, very good. And so far, I would say so good, but obviously I actually had high expectation, which I'm going to talk to you guys about at the end of this video about this app. So the next thing, you press this light bulb here, you can see the white balance, and you can actually manually set your white balance. And let's do what? Okay, when you click fixed, you do have automatic, obviously fixed, daylight, shadow, cloudy, tungsten, fluorescent, and then flash. But hey, if you don't know much about white balance, you can bang this thing on automatic and it will do just fine. And then obviously, as far as this go, this is what you get, and you can just flip the camera. And one of the biggest feature about this app, which is again the most unique selling points, I would say, it is the ability to live multicam your camera, which is very, very big. So if you shoot a podcast or you shoot concert or anything that needs more than one camera, you can actually link your iPhone to your iPad, which is very, very good. Or let's say your friend has an iPad or has an iPhone, you can pretty much get a multi-camera using just Apple devices, which is very, very good. Overall, I feel like this simplicity is very good, and the reason why Apple choose this simplicity is because most of the Apple user, they are very familiar to the design language, which is simple but effective. So they didn't want to overload them with every other thing that a digital camera would have. And I'm assuming those people that are very they just focus on capturing and they are not really technical, they'll be able to load this app and hey, this is, I'm looking for frame rate is here, I'm looking for resolution is here, I'm looking for my sound is working, press record and ready to go. So simple but yet effective. But to me as a filmmaker, I'm actually going to save my what I think about this app, and let's jump in and review the Blackmagic Camera App first, and then we are going to come back and I'll tell you what I think about both. So the first thing that I really see when it comes to Blackmagic Camera App is everything that we are used to literally, I mean, everything that we are used to as camera settings, functionality, and professionalism when it comes to cinema, it's in this phone. Obviously, this also gives you the ability to switch lenses, which is very good. And you also have the frame per second, which is here, and you can just see as it works very good. By the way, I've used the Blackmagic so much, so I'm just going to talk about the app as well as comparing things that I did not see in the Final Cut cameras, so we can understand how both apps are better basically compared to each other. So the first thing that I did not see in the Final Cut camera is the ability to just get your microphone level so it will be bigger so you can see it how it's working. This helps you to see it properly because on the Final Cut camera is quite small and you can't really set your audio level as you would want to do on the Blackmagic Camera app, and I feel like that's one thing that this app does so much better. And another thing is the histogram. Sometimes as a DP, I want it to expose to the right, I want to expose to the left, or I just want to see my histogram and see where my image stand. On the Final Cut camera, I didn't really see that option. I don't know why. They might update it. It might be the phone that I'm using. If you guys get a better result with a better phone, please comment below and let me know. But that is something that I would have loved to see. Another thing that I really love about this Blackmagic app is that you can adjust your tint level, because sometimes the colors are a bit off or you're using lights that doesn't really have a good CRI, but your eyes is so good and you can really adjust the tint if you wanted to. Another thing that I really love about the Blackmagic app is when you go to the settings, listen, the possibility are endless. With here, I've actually managed to connect this to my tilter follow focus, which worked so much better. And as you can see also in Apple's video, they used this app as well, which works flawlessly. And there's so much more functionality. There is anamorphic mode. You can also do vertical video if you wanted to. That's not something that I saw in the Final Cut camera app. You can do so much here. There's lens control, there's flip image, and there is basically the ability to do more with this app, and focus assist and picking. You can choose the color of your pick, your focus picking if you want to, and there's so much more. So there's also one thing that I really appreciate about the Final Cut cameras is that, let's say you're doing your multicam and you just finish, you send the proxy to your Final Cut program. So when you're editing, you can go literally, you can start editing instantly while everything else is uploading. Basically here they do the same thing on Blackmagic Camera app, where you can use their storage or their cloud thing, where you can basically upload the thing instantly. So now I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to tell you my idea of what I think about the two apps, starting with the Final Cut cameras. Apple, how can a third-party app does so much better than the original, which is such a shame? And with the Final Cut cameras, I would have loved to see the ability to do gamma assist, where basically I do have my LUT and I can actually toggle between flat and then the baked in LUT, so I actually see how my image is looking. Also, another thing that I would have done if I was Apple, I would not have made this as an app or a standalone app. I would have just bragged and say, hey, we are updating the iPhone camera, and just make this as the standard iPhone camera. So when you want to take pictures or videos, you can just go in and just see this app as their main basically software when you come to taking images. Because I feel like in this day and age when filmmakers have Blackmagic apps that has everything. When you bring out an app, you need to be so much better, or the app need to be so much better, and the app need to fix so many problems that us the filmmakers are having. But also, when Apple was thinking about releasing this app, I would have loved for them to at least check the Blackmagic, the Filmic Pro, and every other app, and bring something to the table that has so much things that we would be excited about. But again, I really understand that they are thinking, because listen, with Apple, some of their user, like I've mentioned, they are not really camera savvy. They just want to see where's the recording button, where is the sound, where's the resolution, press and ready to go. But as for me, I don't know what reason I would use the Final Cut camera over the Blackmagic Camera App, because it has so much more than what I need. Also, I understand both apps turn your phone into a cinema camera, but I think Blackmagic just does it better, and I think you can agree. Please comment below and let me know what you think. That's it for today. If you're new here, my name is Kashilembo, and on this channel we talk about filmmaking, gear review, and basically helping you guys to I forgot my outro, but hey, see you when I see you.